Hey! It's Enrico Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Michael Govier, Pallazzo Podcast, 2 L's, 2 Z's. You just heard that,
Utah.
so there it is.
Give me 2.
We are live. I got the official live show sounder. Ready? Isn't that fun? Or do you prefer this way? I like this way. That's how you end the show. Okay, welcome in. We are ready to do this. Look, I wasn't sure we'd make it here today. Mike Virginia's got the poops. He's not feeling so good. And I did tell Britton like an hour ago, I'm like, let's just not do the show. But then I just texted him 10 minutes ago, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just jumping on. So, because the All-Star break's next weekend. And I realize this. Do I not? So I figured, well, I might as well do a show today because then next weekend it's the All-Star break. You know, it's that Sunday night. It's also the MLB draft now, which is way cooler. I must say it does help ease the burden of no baseball a little bit. A rare, solid move by MLB. How about that? Be Eddie in the house. There he is. So here I am. I'm here for you guys right now. Take advantage of me. Let's talk it out. Let's do this. Otherwise, I'm getting out of here. You right? I got lots of things to do. It's a holiday weekend. Holiday. Celebrate. Feels so great. Holiday.
Great job.
So, Luis Ortiz off the top. I got to talk about it. It's the first chance I've had to express myself about something very painful. I mean, how often does a guy get investigated for gambling and then get exonerated? Doesn't seem like that's very often. I mean, here in Detroit, Malik Beasley on my Pistons. Detroit basketball. It's over for him. I mean, that one looks bad. Real bad. Does it not? But with Luis Ortiz, apparently 2 pitches on 2 different occasions last month. Really wild balls that were so obvious that they were flagged. Now, maybe it's a coincidence. I have a lot of Luis Ortiz. You guys should know this by now. Those of us that know the show. If you're new, welcome in. Newcomers, come in. Use the live chat. Take advantage of us. Ask questions. Get it done now. Because I'll get off the air sooner than later here if nobody cares. I mean, it's a weekend. And it's a holiday weekend. People might be on a boat or something like that. Maybe you're at a BBQ. Maybe you worked all week and this is your holiday day off. I don't know. But I do know this. Luis Ortiz was probably my most drafted pitcher out of all 16 leagues I'm in. And that was because he was so cheap, and I really liked his K potential based on where he was ADP-wise. Like, he was an afterthought in most leagues, especially deeper, well, less deeper leagues. The shallower leagues, he's definitely an afterthought. But in 15-teamers, he was probably drafted here and there. In the end, I think it's over. I'm going to drop him universally, and I won't look back. I don't know what you're doing. But, hey, Tim's here. There he is. Tim, what's up, my man? Did you ever make a trade? Are you still in first place by 20 points, Tim? I'd love to know. Joe's here. Hey, good day. Govier. Very good. Govier. Excellent, Joe. Joe Newell. Newell? I knew you, but I didn't know you well. I'm so funny, all right? Yo, Joe Chris is here. What's up, Joey? All right, here we go. Someone with a question finally. Let's party. Irving over on Twitter, who's got the Office Space Michael Bolton. Is that you? Mike Bolton? I don't know about you, but I celebrate his entire catalog. For me, when a man loves a woman, that's about as good as it gets. Stash Bryce Miller and Manaea. Okay. So Manaea is absolutely a guy that should be stashed. He's had this loose body issue in his elbow a couple weeks ago, and now if everything goes okay in his next rehab start, he'll be back, right? Right? So, yeah. It's not been encouraging with Manaea. There's been a lot of injury issues, not just the elbow, obviously obliques. It's just been a long season of nothing from Manaea, but he's definitely worth stashing. And when it comes to Bryce Miller, Bryce Miller, he's fallen so far. Isn't it bizarre? It's amazing how these guys could be so important to us and then just become nothing. That elbow thing, it's got to be a real problem because he's just not this bad a pitcher. So I don't trust it. I really don't. But then again, Logan Gilbert came back, and he's still been around. So maybe there's a miracle juice in Seattle. All this to say is I don't like stashing guys where it's strictly elbow issues. And technically, both these guys are elbow issues. But I'm hoping that Manaya's was never serious enough because loose bodies didn't mean as much as forearm strain, right? So, yeah, I like Manaya. And Miller's worth a shot because he's so good. But if you think he's going to fall apart, then I think it's a waste of time. But if it's low risk for you, Irving, who gives a shit? Yeah, take a shot. All right. Ortiz makes me want to drink K. Drink K also, says Uncle T. Your guy was calling his balls. That's right, Joe. He was calling his own balls. But Uncle T wants to know, how can they prove Ortiz? Well, I don't know if they can find the money. If it was bet on one of the betting apps, they'll find out. They really do, right? Mike Steiner's here. What's up, Mike? Hey, Trevor Rogers looks good so far. Thoughts? Yep. Oh, bye. Trevor Rogers. Trevor Rogers, the man who everyone loves to hate because the trade seemed to be so bogus. But last 3 starts, 2 against Texas. Let's just throw that out there. And against Atlanta, who having a lost season, right? But looks decent. It's rock solid. It's certainly worth rostering, and I wouldn't expect like elite life-changing stuff from Rodgers, but for now, cool. Couple good starts in a row, and that is kind of the bar is so low for Mr. Trevor Rodgers that I think we all can agree.
Great job.
Great job, buddy. Keep it up. Just be consistent, right? I like it. Uncle says that they couldn't prove Ohtani, and that was, oh boy, I'm so sick of this Ohtani crap. It's such a conspiracy theory. Dude, it was Ohtani all along. The other guy was the fall guy. Ortiz owners have been hard on the sauce this year. Yeah, it's been a lot up and down. But Joe says it's pretty ridiculous betting on balls and strikes. No, but this is what it's all about, man. Anytime someone gets busted these days, any player, it's player props. You know, Jonte Porter in the NBA, he's gone forever. Of course, Malik Beasley now. It's always about player props. That's where they think they can slip between the cracks on these, but that's all these gambling sites and apps, that's all they do. They're gambling obsessed 24/7. They monitor everything. They really do. They know everything about us. They know more about me than maybe I know about myself. And that's frightening, is it not?
Wow, dude.
Star Platinum's here. What's up, buddy? Why are you even allowed to bet on balls? Well, bet on everything, man. Hey, give us your money. Remember what I went on my betting rant a couple weeks ago on the show? And I'm like, betting is a lot of fun, but these apps are predatory as hell. And it's causing major problems. We legalized gambling everywhere, and then we said, good luck, everybody. Have fun. Stupid. And there's just more and more people coming out with gambling problems. And in fact, people who have gambling addictions, it can be even more shameful than other addictions to a certain extent. And suicide rates can be higher. You know, you lose all your money or your life savings or whatever you want to call it, and then you have a family and you can't face anybody, so you just check out. It's awful. And look, everyone, free reign. You're allowed to do as you will. Free will. Is free will an illusion? Call now. 1-800-FREE-WILL. No. I think gambling can be fun, but you have to be like, okay, I know my limits, and it's just like anything else, man. But these companies will notify you and nag you and be like, hey, come on, here's a free bet. Keep it going. Don't stop now. Just because you lost $10,000 doesn't mean you're going to lose $10,000 more. You're going to win, right?
Great job.
Yeah. Whatever. Joe, a lot of people are feeling you on this one, my man. Joe Newell. Newell? It's like Pete Newell. Mike Newell? Isn't he a director? Pete Newell was a coach. The Princeton offense? Was that him? I'm going to have to check the tape on that. Man, that Schwelly news was a crusher. Yeah, that really bummed a lot of people out, did it not? Yeah. Star Platinum, that's right. Joe Boyle Day. Woohoo! I think we've been telling you, I've certainly been telling you on this show over and over again. I've been consistent on this for many, many weeks. Joe Boyle. Hold on to Joe Boyle. He'll be back. And now he finally gets back right before the All-Star break here. Very excited to see Joe Boyle in action. He should not be sent down again. This should be his stay should be permanent. I really hope that's the case here, right? Love it. Joe Boyle, everybody, get on the Joe Boyle train, just like F. By the way, F, I think I may have solved the riddle of your name. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, F. Is this a Grand Theft Auto 5 reference? Is it? I need to know. Let me know, F. Okay? Yeah, so Joe Boyle season. Ooh, Boyle, says Joe. I need another arm. Well, there you go. Joe Boyle, right on cue for you, Joseph. For you Schwellenbach people. Hopefully you got Joe Boyle in your life. Timmy, what's up, Tim? Yes, sir. Still killing it. Made a smaller deal for depth pieces. Lazaro, Sheehan, Wallner for a Rosarena, Pagan, and Woodruff. Never moved Reagan's. Okay, you held on to Reagan's. So today's the day, right? In fact, in about a half hour, 27 minutes, we're going to see Brandon Woodruff take the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers against the Miami Marlins. Can you believe it? He did it! They said it couldn't be done. He's finally back. I apologize for thinking that wouldn't happen. But at least Woodruff's up now. Isn't that? That's good news. Good job, Tim. Nice little add depth pieces there. That's smart. Those little pieces can make all the difference. And Randy Rosarena has been playing better. He's been looking solid. Good call. Gregory Haynes. Hello, Gregory. Are you new to the show? I don't know if I recognize your name. Love to have you here. Subscribe, please, to the channel. We've had a nice little influx of subscribers in the last couple of weeks, thanks to our wonderful MLB mock draft show, which has gotten almost 2,000 views. For us, that's amazing. I mean, I'm not competing with the big YouTubers of the world here. We're happy just to get, a couple hundred views per show on our YouTube side, and then people listen on the podcast side. Yeah, we're divided up. We're a big pie. People are accessing us in all types of ways. But remember, if you're watching this show right now, remember that this show in particular, the Faab-Ulous Waiver Wire live chat show, is exclusive to YouTube. We do not put this on the podcast side. Everything else we do, but not this show. This is a YouTube special every Sunday at 1 p.m. So if you're new to the show, make it part of your weekly routine and get over here and subscribe. Great job. Thanks so much. We do appreciate it. Shane Smith, your thoughts? Well, what should we say about Shane Smith? That he is above average? Solid? Today at Colorado? I'd be skeptical of that start. I really would. Although I did start Adrian Hauser in Coors.
Coors.
I did it on Friday night. He goes 8 innings. Adrian Hauser has been a revelation. Returned from the dead, back from the great beyond. Adrian Hauser, the former Brewer. I think he popped in with the Mets and nothing happened. But now, as a White Sox, he's found a White Sox. Singular, a White Sock. He has two socks, though. Does he not? 2 White Sox. But Adrian Hauser as a White Sox has been so refreshing. He keeps doing it. He goes 8 innings in Coors and just dominates. I mean, he wasn't like dominant with the whiffs, so to speak, but he shut them down. It was awesome. And I wouldn't expect the same from Shane Smith today. I think that's a risk. If you're looking to try to win your week and you're relying on Shane Smith right now, I must tell you that I'd be skeptical of that happening. But look at this. Everything else is telling you that Hauser, I don't know, it could be a ticking time bomb. That 1.90 ERA, not going to last. I admit that freely. This party will end. But as of now, you've gotten 42 innings of a 1.90 ERA with a 1.17 whip and a few Ks here and there. So that's been great for your ratios, bottom line. If you enjoyed this Adrian Hauser stretch run, then it's worked for you. And it's worked for me on my main event team, my NFBC main event. So I was really lucky. I started him because I kind of out of necessity, because I've had pitcher injuries. The latest one, what was the latest pitcher injury on that team? I mean, I've lost a lot of guys from that original staff to start the year. Pablo Lopez, of course, lost him. But I needed Adrian Hauser, and he was there for me. In my darkest hour, Adrian was there. Thank you, Mr. Hauser. Thank you for being there for me. Oh, yeah, Jameson Taillon just hit. So I had Luis Ortiz, who's now ineligible, and Jameson Taillon hit the IL. So I'm like, crap, I got to start Hauser. I'm screwed here. And it all worked out. So I don't think it'll be the same for Shane Smith, but maybe I'm wrong. Thanks, Gregory. Love to have you here, my friend. Gregory Haynes. Everybody give him some love.
Funky butt loving. Did he say funky butt loving?
Oh. I love the ending of that clip. Oh. I have Boyle stashed. I bet he pitches today. Sounds good to me, Star. Fantasy Sports is here. Hey. I guess 3 to 5 innings for Boyle a week following Rasmussen, as Britain would say, Rasmussen. Similar to Robleski following Ohtani. Okay, that's good. Sounds good to me. F, did I get that answer yet on your name? I'm still waiting to hear on this. Jake McCarthy is alive. Well, that's weird. Joe Chris says that Shane Smith will seriously break out next year. I like that. I'm all for it. I support that wholeheartedly, just not today at Coors, okay? Right?
Coors.
May have given up too much youth, but I needed the MLB talent. That's okay, Tim. That's fine. You're going to win now. Joe says, unfortunately, Carroll came back. Oh, yeah, Jake McCarthy, it's bedtime because Carroll is back. Yeah. Ryan Nelson, 2 impeccable starts this week. Yeah, he was on the list. There was a shitty list of 2-start streamers this week. In fact, he wouldn't have made the cut on my Patreon, on the Pallazzo Podcast Patreon, 2 L's, 2 Z's. Make sure you check it out.
Utah.
Description.
Give me 2.
Has the link. Every description of every video has all the information. Discord, Patreon, everything you need. It's all there. Ben's website, too. Big Gentle Ben, Benjamin Chase. Sweet man, but also knows minor league players. He's a pretty good scout. I bet he could have been an MLB scout. In fact, I know Ben could be an MLB scout, but he chose a higher calling with his life, and I commend that to. Good job, Ben. Oh, Ohtani, 100. Oh, God, come on. Once read an article that said third-year starting pitchers usually break out if they don't get hurt. Well, if they're good and they don't suck, shit, yeah, sounds good. How do you rank these outfielders for the second half? Fantasy Sports wants to know. I'd love to do that. Here we go. Profar, Ward, Barger, and Stowers. Okay, so, I've been kind of looking at other things the last few days, so I have not followed the progress because I also have no shares of Jurickson Profar. Oh, boy. Well, it's been a nice start, hasn't it? Shit. I might have missed out on that. I thought it would be one of those like, hey, I came back from my suspension and I'm not ready, but facing the Angels in Baltimore, leading off too. Boy, that's tasty. Ooh, man, that stings for me maybe a little bit. Oof. Ow. Yeah, that hurts. That's a bummer for me. I don't have any shares. But if he's going to play like this, even though the Braves suck, sorry, Ben. Shit. I'm going to go Profar, Stowers, Barger, Ward. There it is. Yep, there it is. Profar, Stowers, Barger, Ward. Is it Barger or Barger? I've never looked up the official spelling or pronunciation, but that's what I'm going with, okay? Star Platinum says, Giolito pitched great in the early start. Yeah, he finally broke the curse of the morning Patriots Day start from his... He was a Red Sox. He's a Red Sox now, right? But he was a White Sox, right? So when Giolito came into Boston, when the White Sox came in versus the Red Sox, he got shelled in a Patriots Day start, those 11 a.m. starts. But this 11 a.m. start on 4th of July, which I think is stupid. Come on, man. It's a holiday. Just make it 1 o'clock. Give us 2 hours. Christ. Some people have hangovers. Be mindful of that. Respect the process. Good God in heaven.
I bet you would, Panama Red.
Jesus. I don't like it. But yeah, Giolito said, I got this. He proved everybody wrong. Well done. Charles says, your man Giolito's killing it. Is this sustainable? Of course it's sustainable. This guy's a good pitcher. He had Tommy John. And before that, he was obviously hurting before he got the surgery when he was bounced around. Remember the Angels and Cleveland? He's back, man. This guy is a Cy Young candidate in his prime when he's fully healthy. Giolito is not a fluke, okay? Super prospect, remember? He faced the Nationals in that Friday morning start. That's where it all started, the Nats, remember? Got traded to Chicago. Adam Eaton deal, anybody?
Whatever, motherfucker!
Okay, well, that's a bit extreme. Hot streak, but also kind of sustainable. Of course it is. Josh White, happy Solo Sunday, go. Josh, my friend, Howard. Josh, how you doing? Josh. F says most gamblers quit before they hit... That's a good one. I can't deny that. F, am I right? Is your name from Grand Theft Auto 5? F? Franklin? F? I need to know. Come on. B. Henny, Solo Gove, holding it down this Sunday. That is correct. That's me right here. B. Henny. From me to you, I wish you a wonderful 4th of July and a fabulous summer. Just for you, B. Henny. There you go, buddy. Exclusive. I'm looking at you right now. I'm staring into your eyes. I'm staring into the eyes of B. Henny. Behenny? Hennessy? Boyle is going to follow Rasmussen to keep Rasmussen's innings down. Should pitch today. I trust Star Platinum. He says it. I'm just going with it. End of story. Okay, picked him up anyway. Good job, Joe. Woohoo! Star says Britton is practicing players' pronunciations. That's right. Yeah, he is. He's working on that. That's what he is. He's in the basement right now working on his player pronunciations. Make sure you guys follow Britton, his awesome Discord channel, Yukon Cornelius is tons of fun. It's all free. Again, all these links are in the description. If you don't know how YouTube works, please contact me and I'll explain it to you in great detail. Also, shout out to Eddie. I know you're out there right now, Eddie. I know you can't be in the YouTube chat. We've missed you now for a good month at least. Hi, Eddie. Eddie! Eddie's probably out there on his tablet. He might be on the Discord right now simultaneously. That's the thing he has been doing. Or maybe he's out on a boat partying right now, too, because it is a fun weekend to get out there and mix it up. Am I wrong? Press F to pay respects. Okay. There you go. Yeah, Grant Taylor, 3 saves. I love Grant Taylor. Grant Taylor is a special talent. There's no doubt about it. So the White Sox, you know, they get wins here and there. They're not going to meet Uncle Ted's win total he hoped for this year. But, you know, when they go into Coors, they have a chance to dominate because the Rockies suck. Mike Virginia's stomach from too much Kentucky bourbon. Get better. From what I gather, Mike has a stomach bug. He's been up all night. And it's not been fun, for what I gather. But I like jokes, and so does he. So, Grant Taylor is next year's Boobich. Ooh, I love that. That kind of fits into a slot of sense. The slot of sense. That should be a thing on the show, because that does make sense.
Can't do it.
Why can't you do it? I love it. I think that's a great call. I really do. Oh, Boobich is this year's Crochet. I would say he hasn't been as dominant, but I like where your head's at. I'm not opposed to that, right? I'm not. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else we got in here? Dick Fitz, 2 starts, Colorado, first one in Boston. Okay. Dick Fitz works for me. Joe says Trevor Rogers found his old stuff. He sure did. Really happy. The name has no meaning behind it. Is the first letter of my username on other sites. Well, you know, I was playing some Grand Theft Auto 5, and one of the characters gets called F a lot. So I thought of you. I'm like, oh, my God, I wonder if that's F. That's where it comes from. I thought of you, F. Even when we're not doing the show, I'm thinking of you. That's how important you are, and I want you to know that. Okay? You're beautiful. You are beautiful.
Genius, genius, genius.
Let's see. Barger is a dude. I agree. Oh, Marty's here. Hey, Marty! Marty Tallman. You know, Marty Tallman's a sweet man. Marty doesn't like to be overstimulated, though. When he needs to focus, he'll focus in. Right, Marty? I love that about Marty. Marty's going to do what he needs to do. He's going to be your friend. He's a good dude. He'll shake your hand. He'll give you a high five. He'll make you chuckle. And he's got some good fantasy advice, too. So check out Marty Tallman, please. Marty Tallman on Twitter X or wherever the hell you find people. Blue Sky, blah, blah, blah. It's not hard to find Marty. He's a good dude and thorough. Marty, you know, Marty used to cover the Pistons a long time ago. How about this Malik Beasley shit, Marty? Cray-cray. This is a story of like, oh, dude, what a bummer. Because they really needed his shooting, did they not? His shooting is awesome. And he was one behind Anthony Edwards for most three-pointers in the NBA. He was. This is not an NBA show, but I'm just telling you, that's how good he was last year. And he was going to cash in and maybe solve all his financial difficulties, but he made some poor choices. He is an adult, and he has to account for them. And when it comes to gambling, there's a line. There's lines. Look, there are certain lines you just do not cross. And I think you all know what I'm talking about when it comes to life. If someone crosses a certain line, and I'm empathetic, you know, I'm a therapist, so I look at things from a psychological point of view and be like, okay, why did this happen? Not just, I don't admonish and judge. I want to get to the root of the issues, right? What happened here? How did we get to this point? When someone makes a life mistake, I want to know why. But there is a certain line for friends and otherwise where you got to say, you cross this line, you're out. And that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, I'll just leave that there.
We're gonna get all in your face and point out your faults.
Joe says bourbon does help everything. Oh, Jordy's here. Jordan. You know, what's up? 2 L's, 2 Z's. Govier in the chat. Jordy in the house.
Utah, give me 2.
You know, when I was younger and I used to play basketball a lot, every time I'd take a shot, I would go, Jordan. I just loved doing that. And I was basically like Philip Seymour Hoffman in Along Came Polly. Jordan, money, all day, doink, just bricks. But I love saying, Jordan, because I can never be Michael Jordan, right? Man, a lot of fun. Months Behind says, bye, Months Behind. Are you leaving? It's good to see you. Shout out to Eddie. Look at that. Very nice of you, Jordy. We're all thinking of Eddie at this time. So Star Platinum. Eddie, it's time for a new computer. We miss you. Look at that. Even Steve. You're getting a lot of love here, Eddie. People need you back. Where are you? We miss you. He's out there. He is out there. Marty says, we finally know what the L stands for in Luis L. Ortiz. Dropping him today and hoping to find a diamond in the rough. The diamond in the rough. Well, if you already missed out on Adrian Hauser, that was the diamond in the rough. I've covered them all before. Jansen Junk. These guys who are low, under the radar, low priorities, but they get the job done, right? Love the Govier show. Thanks, F. Really appreciate that. Good to know. I'm thinking about you. Jack Perkins, you say. Add Jack Perkins? Okay. I really was excited to see Jack Perkins called up by the Athletics because he was dominating at AAA. And so far, we've seen Perkins in 3 spurts as 3-inning guy, right? And he's got 2 saves, 2 long saves because of it. This is actually pretty rare. You look at this real quick. Getting the long saves, like those where you come in early and it's just like a blowout game. I can't remember all the details of it because I don't care, but I know a long save when I see one. And you'll see 2 of them right here from Jack Perkins. He got 2, an 11-2 route when Verlander got torched. Verlander got ripped by the A's. And then 7-0 dominance at the Yankees. Again, another 3-inning save. So 2 3-inning saves, 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. He's striking out guys, missing bats. But the question is, how do you roster this guy? To me, it's kind of like Braxton Ashcraft, who's a guy I really like. Braxton Ashcraft of the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a guy, I love his stuff. I think he's a really solid future starter here, but they're kind of screwing around with him and making him a 2-inning bullpen guy. They started him Monday before last, and I was like, all right, they're starting him, but there was just like an opener start of 3 innings, and I was like, God bless it, all the bezeezes. What am I saying? I want to hit this button because I don't know what this, but I can't read it.
Should we or should we not follow the advice of the galactically stupid?
That's a good button. I'm glad I pressed it. But yeah, Jack Perkins is good, but I'm just worried about the role right now. So I'm not so sure he's a guaranteed add at this point, but he's talented. So if you think he does slide into a starting role, then that's exciting. There's no doubt about it. Eddie Buzz, the big homie. Look at all his love you're getting, Eddie. Man, I bet Eddie's getting misty-eyed right now. Is he not? F says Jack Perkins is Mason Miller after he hit the weight room. Cool. Wow, that's fun. Oh, Gregory's a Yankees fan. Uh-oh. Hey, I'm a Tigers guy over here, Gregory. I don't know if you know this or not.
Go Tigers.
And my Tigers are incredible. The Guardians are done, man. The Guardians are in the shitter. The Tigers have like a 13, 14-game lead now all of a sudden? This is nuts. It's absolutely bonkers, is it not? It's cray-cray. It really is. Yeah. 12.5-game lead. Oh, Cleveland's now 14.5 out. The Twins have moved up. They're still the Twins, the Royals, the Guardians. They're all under 500. So the closest right now is the Twins at 12.5 games back of the Tigers, who are 56 and 34. Can you believe this shit? What's your take on the recent play? Thanks, by the way, and you were awesome at this. Gregory, great to have you here. Thank you so much for the kind words. I do appreciate that. Little pick-me-ups like that are nice. You can't live and die with public approval, but when someone says something nice directly to you from one person to another, I appreciate that. Thank you, Gregory. The Yankees, now I picked up Giancarlo Stanton when he came back on my main event team, the NFBC main event, which my team's hanging tough. I like where I'm at. I really do. Oh, boy. I started Stanton this weekend, too. It's a week. You get 2 times to change your lineup. So it's weekly, kind of bi-weekly. Hitters on Monday, hitters on Friday. And Stanton sat yesterday, which kind of bums me out. And the fact that the pitching is just not there, right? Outside of Carlos Rodon, right? I mean, I drafted Carlos Rodon on that main event team, just to let you know. And I wasn't excited about it because I just know he's so inconsistent. But this year, Carlos Rodon has been awesome. He really has. He is not the one to blame for the woes of the Yanks. I mean, look at this. Solid. Really, really good. Solid. Elite. 100 innings now we've got of this. Just excellent numbers. Rock solid, right? So it's not Carlos Rodon's fault. That's for darn sure. But who else is left? I mean, Clark Schmidt now, 86th. Looks like Tommy John for Clark Schmidt. Bye-bye. I mean, who can the Yankees... The Yankees might be toast because their pitching is just in a crisis point here. I mean, they got Max Fried, you got Rodon, right? And Will Warren, every now and then, could be good, but he could also get torched. I mean, look at the situation here. Stroman, I don't like Stroman at all. The Yanks bullpen, I do like their closers, but the rest of the bullpen, I mean, who else is coming back here? I know Luis Gil. How much closer is he to getting back? We're still waiting on that. And if he comes back, that gives you some solid starting pitching. I would say between Rodon, Fried, Warren, and Luis Gil, that's a good setup for the rotation. But the problem is, can the rest of that bullpen get something done? And I'm just not impressed with the Yankees lineup either. I'm just not. I added Stanton for power because I was desperate. Jazz Chisholm's got a shoulder thing now. It's just all in all looking good for the Yanks. And I must tell you, Gregory, I like you plenty. I really do. But I've always, I've never liked the New York bias, and the Yankees get all the love. You know this. The Yankees rule the world, and I've grown up in that world, and I never liked it. I'm a Midwestern guy. Detroit. Right? So I'm going to represent my people. But that's my take on the Yanks. And it doesn't look good because the rest of that division is the Blue Jays just, they swept the Yankees this week, 4 straight. They've won 7 in a row. George Springer's on fire, by the way. If George Springer's available in some of your leagues, I hope you added him because he's had a nice week. But the Rays are going to be, I think the Rays are better than the Yankees from top to bottom. And then the Red Sox, I still like the Red Sox. I do. They're 500. They're not out of this. They've got pitching. And I'm not saying they're going to win the division, though. They could make the playoffs. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. On the Pallazzo Podcast, 2 L's.
Utah.
2 Z's.
Give me
I'm
2.
Michael Govier. Follow me at MJ Govier on Twitter, X, or Blue Sky, of course, or wherever you want to find me. The Patreon starts at $3, okay? $3. I got some Patreon work to do today. Tim and Joe know. Tim and Joe are patrons. Shout out to Tim and Joe. Thanks for supporting the cause. I actually did you like my Hot or Not article I wrote on Tuesday, guys? I'd love to hear from Joe and Tim on that. I thought it was pretty good. And I think there'll be some truths. I did a Hot or Not. Remember that stupid website, Hot or Not? I know that Tinder is a thing now, or hell, even 10 years ago. Hot or Not was like 20 years ago, and it was a stupid website. Hey, hot or not? So I decided to put Mookie Betts on the cover, and who's going to be hot and who's going to not be hot in July. Because baseball is a sport of months. In fact, no more is any sport really focused on months, in my opinion, than baseball. You get guys who get hot in certain months. They just do. It happens all the time. It really does. So who's going to be hot in July? And who's going to cool off? Mookie Betts. He did hit a home run the other day. I got excited. That was only his 10th of the year, and his hard hit rate is down a lot. It's really been bumming me out. He hit another. Oh, boy! That's 2. 2 in 3 games. Mookie Betts, lead cover boy. I said he'd get hot in July. That is what you get on the Patreon. Pallazzo Podcast, patreon.com. Description has the link. Description has the link. Description has the link. Marty wants to know, how much are we putting on Joey Cantillo tonight? Bet it all. Everybody bet it all. And then call your therapist because you bet it all and lost. Braxton Ashcraft is sick nasty. That's what I'm talking about, F. I'm trying to tell people this. This guy is legit. This guy, everyone talks about Bubba Chandler and Paul Skeens, rightfully so. But Braxton Ashcraft can be the number 3 on that rotation. 2 years from now, you can have Skeens, Chandler, Ashcraft, number 3. I really believe that. And I'm sticking to it. Okay? Star says, I think Ashcraft might close when they trade Bednar and Santana. Yeah. Well, I'm rostering Ashcraft in a number of leagues. First off, Holds leagues. I've had him there for a while. But then in other leagues, like the main event, or even another 15-teamer like Glarf, the Great Lakes Area Roto Fantasy, which is a part of Earth. If you don't know what Earth is, it's 12 leagues, all from region to region. I'm in the Great Lakes Area Fantasy League, okay? So each region has 15 teams, and we all compete against each other in an overall and our individual league prize. And the winning league donates to charity every year. For real. It's awesome. Everybody talks about the Scott Fish Bowl, but Earth is an underrated and underappreciated charitable fantasy baseball cause. And Earth deserves more love. It really does. And I want you guys to know about it because it's very, very cool. So shout out to Earth and everybody who plays in Earth. And the Great Lakes Roto Area Fantasy teams in my league, like Marty Tallman. Of course, Marty parties in that league. Marty knows what I'm talking about. But I like this call, Star. I'm kind of... actually, I have to be honest, I wasn't exactly thinking that he would close after they get dealt, but it makes all the sense because that's where he's at right now in that position. So I like it. And now I'm going to take that and stick it in my back pocket. Okay? Locking you in. Thanks, buddy. Enrique Hernandez must add. It's time for the must adds. Where's Mike Virginia? Must add. Must add. I don't know if there's ever a time in my life where Enrique Hernandez was a must-add. So, is this because of the Muncie injury? Is that why you're saying that, Ted? I'm just curious. So, today is Scooble Day. Plan your Sunday accordingly. Damn right. I'm all over that. God, I love it. Star says, I can't take Albies anymore. Yeah, I can't take Michael Harris anymore, so I agree with you. Doesn't it seem like this is more than an individual problem because these are both Braves who are just driving us bonkers? There's something going on there, isn't there? Right? There's got to be something going on. F says, Tyler Freeman has 6 series in a row with favorable matchups despite next week being rocky road. I love Tyler Freeman.
Coors.
I love Tyler Freeman. And in Yahoo, he's shortstop and outfield eligible, which is money. Real nice. But I've had Tyler Freeman on my main event team for about a month now. And he's already got 12 steals. He came up late. He's been running like a madman, and I've been thriving in my steals, which I really needed, especially after the great debacle of dropping Spencer Steer and then watching him take off. Tyler Freeman has really kind of eased that burden. He's helped me transition through a very difficult time. And I want to thank Tyler Freeman directly. Thank you, Tyler Freeman. The Spencer Steer debacle will always live in infamy in my world as one of the most painful drops of my life because I loved him so much, but I just couldn't take it anymore. And then 2 weeks later, he was on fire. And he's on fire now. Spencer Steer's in the zone. And I can't participate in the happiness because I got rid of all my shares. I did the rare thing. Rarely do I just dump all my shares, but from Dynasty, I traded him for Josh Lowe in a Dynasty league that I'm in with Robbie Baseball. Shout out to Robbie. Robbie knows what I'm talking about. Because I never make trades in that league, and he's been encouraging me to do so, and I haven't, and I failed him. And I'm sorry, Robbie. But I dropped Steer in other leagues, my main event. And then he started stealing again, too. So, shit! It's been really hard. But Tyler Freeman, thank you. Thank you, Tyler Freeman. Got leads off, plays for the Rockies. They suck. But it shows you garbage teams can have fantasy value. Can they not? Thank you so much.
Great job.
Tyler Freeman. Make me very, very, very happy. Joe says, F the Yankee. Oh, come on. Gregory, let's be kind to Gregory. He's new here. It's nothing personal, Gregory. You know how it goes. 8 Mile? Did I miss an 8 Mile reference? I mean, that's where I live. Hell yeah. 8 Mile. Eminem. F the Red Sox, too. Okay, so, yeah, there you go. That's right. Oh, and F Cito Gaston. Wow. Why is Cito Gaston catching strays? No. I love Cito. I mean, I love those Blue Jays teams in the 90s. They were pretty fun. Sports Talk Baseball, Sega Genesis. The Toronto Blue Jays, unbeatable. Dominant team. Check the roster. Play the game. You'll be like, you can't beat the Blue Jays. They're incredible. Ooey. Hey, Ooey. Drop any of, Helio, Holiday, Caglianone, Butler, and Noelve for any of Stowers, Barger, Profar, Laureano, Hayes, or Willier. Oh, Willier. I love Willier Abreu. And I know he's set. Oh, by the way, I want to get this right. Shinosuke Asagawa is up for the Nats and making his MLB debut today. Congratulations, Mr. Asagawa. I should look that up because it might be Agasawa. And now I'm realizing I may have made an error. Yeah, Shinosuke Agasawa. Shinosuke Agasawa. Ogasawara. Shit. Anyways, Willier sat twice this weekend against lefties, which bums me out. But, man, he just crushes. He's a strong side platoon, and he's healthy. He was hurt, obviously. Since Willier came back, he's been crushing it again. And just 2-dong game earlier this week. The guy will crush your right-handed pitchers, and that's all you need. And if that's good enough, even if he sits twice a week, it's still good for a week. It really is. So I'm all about Willier. When he's healthy, this guy is legit, especially in OBP leagues. I like him a little bit more. But I said Profar earlier. I already gave Profar my seal of approval. Austin Hayes, how many times is he going to hurt his hamstring this year? That's the thing. He obviously can hit when healthy, but when is that hammy going to be hurt again, and when is he going to go back on the IL? You know what I mean? Are we dropping Lawrence Butler? So Colby Thomas was called up this week, which was exciting for Britain, who loves him. But Lawrence Butler, I'm not dropping Lawrence Butler. He sat one day Colby Thomas played. So, and he's stealing bags. He's scoring runs. The only thing that's missing right now is just the power. So that'll come. That's coming. I'm not worried about it. I'm not dropping Butler, man. No way. And I don't want to drop Noelvi either, right? Noelvi's awesome. I mean, did I miss something? He's back. He's ready to party, right? Yeah. I like both those guys a lot. And Caglianone was a guy I was like, not this year. I don't have him anywhere, so I admit that freely. So I'm not on that train. So if, you can stick with it if you want, but I had no interest. But then again, I was suspect of Nick Kurtz, and he really took off. But that was later after an injury, and that was a long process. You know, Caglianone might have a nice final stretch run to this season, but right now you need to win. Yeah, I like Willier. I like Profar for sure. I love Stowers. He's always underrated. People keep thinking it's a fluke. It's not real, but the guy could hit. We've talked about it in the show 3 years ago, and the power's really taken off now. So to me, Stowers is a guy you absolutely must have. So I'm going to go Stowers, Profar, Willier. I love all three of these guys very, very much. And I would drop Helio and I guess Holiday. Definitely Caglianone. Helio or Caglianone, I would drop those guys. I don't want to drop Butler or Noelvi. And Holiday is a guy. Let's see. Yeah, he's still leading off. Oh, great game yesterday. 4 for 4 with a dong. Yeah, I'm not dropping Holiday either. That's what I'm coming out on, okay? There you go. Jordy says, Yankees do this every year. Get up a bunch of games, figure out a way to blow that lead, then somehow make the World Series in dramatic fashion. The Cubs have had 3 guys hit 3 home runs in a game 3 times, all on July 4th. Cool. Great stat, Star Platinum. Happy Patreon sub day. Loved it, Gove. Yay! Woohoo! That's what I'm talking about. Love it. Thank you so much for your support, Joe, Tim, and any of the other patrons are in here. JP, where you at? He's always hardcore. Yeah, Mookie was due. That's right. You're damn right he was. Fernando Luis. Hello, Fernando. How you doing? You know, that makes me think of the ABBA song, Fernando. There was something in the air that night. Fernando. We love you, Fernando. There you go. That's my ABBA.
Wow, dude.
Hey, you think trading Seiya or PCA for Lindor is a good trade? I just picked up Ian Happ from the waivers, and I don't have 3 outfielders from the Cubs. 10-team head-to-head redraft, normal points. Excellent details to help me answer this question, Fernando. Well done. And what did you say here? I don't want to have 3 out. Okay, yeah, you don't want to have 3 outfielders from the Cubs? Why not? Their offense is pretty good. You know, it's like stacking in fantasy football, right? You stack with the best offense? I don't think it's ludicrous at all. And Seiya, Seiya was one of my most drafted hitters this year, and it's all power with him. I'm not getting much else. You're getting the power stats, but the batting average stinks, and it just seems like he's swinging for the fences all year long. And if he hits 35 home runs, cool. Who gives a shit, I guess, right? And drives in 100-plus runs. Maybe scores 80. So trade Seiya or PCA for Lindor. I don't love Lindor. And that was preseason, so I'm just sticking to what I said. But the guy can play, obviously. And he's on a roll. He's playing much better. Yeah, I would totally could do that. I'm fine with it. I would trade. I think PCA's got a cold streak coming. He's going to have to learn some harsh realities here, unfortunately. I mean, I'm not want to bum you out, you PCA lovers out there. But it's got to slow down eventually. And even though he hit 2 home runs on 4th of July. So
Great job.
Better shut my mouth on that one. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe don't follow my advice on this one.
Should we or should we not follow the advice of the galactically stupid?
But gun to my head, I think if you need the steals, then trade Seiya. Fine. I'm fine with that, okay? Enrique is the new closer for the Dodgers? Enrique Hernandez? Cool. Wow. Oh, Henriquez. Yes. Okay, of course. Yeah, Henriquez is awesome. I added him in a couple leagues last week. He's got me 3 saves in the last 7 days. Yeah. Hell yeah. Love him. Love it, love it, love it. He's a must-add. And if you haven't added him and he's still available, if someone's not believing in your league or other people are like, well, who cares about Ronnie Henriquez? This guy's awesome. He's got 3 saves and 2 wins in the last 10 days. 3 saves and 2 wins. That's sweet. This guy can ball, and clearly he's been identified as a focus for this Miami squad. Like, hey, we got to get this guy going, man. This guy's legit. Look at this. Great last 10 days here. Woo! Lots of saves and Ks, zeros all across the board. Man, that's money. I love Ronnie Henriquez, and my big regret in my main event will be that he only went for $31 last week, but my money's so tight, my $1,000 fab budget's down to like $188, and I still got the rest of the season to play out. So I bid low on Henriquez, but apparently that was like a high bid, $31, because he hadn't done what he had 1 save on Sunday, so he hadn't had the week he had yet when he was added last Sunday. But someone got him for $31, and that's gonna be a game changer, because I was relying heavily on Robert Garcia as my second closer, and now it looks like they don't like him anymore. Sean Armstrong got a save for the Rangers. God damn it. I'm sick of this Robert Garcia crap. I wish I never got in bed with the Rangers closer situation. And I'm going to remind myself, I never, ever, this goes back a couple years ago when they had to roll this Chapman, and then they traded him for the Cole Reagan's deal? Was that part of that? They brought him in, right? What a trade that was. Cole Reagan's for Aroldis, right? And Bochy, I don't like I don't like it. I'm never dealing with Rangers closers again. Mark my words, lock me in. Albies is tough. I'm about to drop him in my 10 team. I would hang on to Bohm. Yeah, I love Bohm. Alec Bohm, I was bitching about him the first month of the year, but everything's fine now. Everything's happy. He's driving in runs. He's hitting for average. He's doing great. He's doing great. But in a 10 team, I would absolutely drop Mr. Albies. I totally would. I'm not even sweating that. Malik Davis over on Twitter. What's up, my man? Have to drop someone to activate Wyatt Langford. Do I drop Roman or McLean? Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, my personal bias would say drop Roman because I love Matt McLean, but I don't know. I mean, Roman Anthony, even in redraft, the guy's getting on base and driving in runs. It looks good. It'd be tough to drop Roman Anthony. I love Matt McLean, and he's been playing better. He even moved into leadoff spot, I believe, yesterday, right? Against the Phillies for the Reds, Matt McLean. Yeah, he hit leadoff yesterday. He's in the 2-hole today. He hasn't done much with it, unfortunately. Yeah, I drop McLean. I'm locking myself in. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I got to say it. I will. Okay? Yeah, Henriquez in the Marlins. He's awesome. That's the guy. Ronnie is the right Henriquez. You damn right it is. Orioles fans know about Cito. Oh, we'll have to ask Mike Virginia about this next time he's back on the show, 100%. Make sure you follow Mike on Twitter X at _MikeVA. He's a good man and thorough. Love Mike. You should all love Mike, too. You know what he does for you guys. Who goes first in the draft next year? Abreu or Burleson? That's a great one. I think that's a tight race, man. We should mark this. Let's bookmark this star, table this for the offseason, because I would have to say they're both going to be pretty tightly packed. The way they're both producing and their situations. Burleson was kind of shitty for a lot of the year, and then he finally took off in late May-ish, I want to say, and he's been great. I love Burleson. Where I have him rostered, he's been so valuable and very helpful to my cause. Thank you, Mr. Alec Burleson. Also, shout out to Nolan Gorman, who I started in my leagues this weekend, banking on at least 1 home run at Wrigley, and I'm hoping for 2. I think we got 1. So Nolan Gorman, I'm looking for that second dong at Wrigley before he gets out of town. And the problem is, though, I think... Who's on the mound tonight for the Cubbies? Is it Matt Boyd? Because if it's a lefty, that might be a problem. I might not get that second dong from Gorman, and that's okay. That's okay. F says Butler is still extremely streaky. Yes, he is. I don't disagree with that. I do not. Okay. Cito sat Mussina even with the game being in Baltimore. Oh, wow. This is the 1993 All-Star game. Oh, I see. Okay, so you're bitter about that. Yes. Yeah, they still hate Cito Gaston. You still see Cito suck shirts around town. That's awesome. I lived in Baltimore. I lived in Maryland for a couple of years from 2017 to 19, Joe. I missed you over there. I wish I would have been there. We could have hung out, gone to a game. I saw April of 2018. It was a nondescript Friday, I think. Oh, no, it's Saturday. Yeah, Saturday game. Mike Clevenger and the Guardians came into town. And this was 2018, so the Baltimore Orioles were rubbish. And, that's putting it mildly, right? They were horrendous.
I apologize.
They should have apologized to everybody because Mike Clevenger comes in and, dominates. I think I have to check the box score. He threw either 8 innings or a 9-inning complete game shutout. It was 2-0, Guardians won, and the game was like an hour and 57 minutes. We sat out in right center field, I believe. We had like a group of 12 of us. Yeah. It was a boring game. It's like it never even happened. I was like, did that just happen? It was fast. It was terrible for the Baltimore team, who I hate the Guardians, of course. So there you go. Little memory at Camden Yards. I also sat behind home plate in 2015. First time I went to Camden Yards. Went on a trip out there before I moved out there a couple years later. Sat behind home plate, beautiful seats, looking into right field, and Chris Davis cranked this dong. It was so impressive to see his swing, and you got to see it from the left-hand side, just whoosh, crushed a bomb. Those were some of the best seats I ever sat in, bar none in my life. I want to shout out my friend Aaron for that because he put the bill on that. Thanks, Aaron. That was awesome. That was a great day. And we were really hungover. That was like a bender weekend. Those were my crazy bozo days. Yeah. Go on the town, go to every bar across, Fed Hill. What's the more fancy spot there, Joe? I'm thinking of, oh shit, I can't believe I forgot the name of it. It's right there on the water by the bay. You'll help me out with that. Let me know what area that is. All that stuff. And we just got stupid and it was fun and tons of seafood, mussels and crab. And I love Maryland. Maryland's a great place to live. I'm glad I got to live there. I really do. I got no regrets. I'm going to lock myself in. There you go. Here we go. Fernando says, a lot of people say that, LOL, and the Lady Gaga song, too. Thanks for the tips, though. The Lady Gaga song. Oh, nice. I just like to sing for you, Fernando. That's all. Even if it's shitty, I hope you enjoy it.
Great job.
And I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for being a part of the squad today. Subject championships. I love this. Gregory, I love the way you set up your comments here. He's got a colon. It's like an email. Do we consider enough whether the fan bases deserve a chip? It might be an equal part of the equation. Not sure if the collective Yankee fan base deserves it. Does Detroit? Well, I would say Detroit definitely deserves it. I mean, Tigers haven't won since 1984. I was 4 years old. I mean, I technically existed, but I can't really recall that. I can't. Come on. I don't like when people say, I remember when I was 3 or 2. Don't give me that shit. You're thinking you remember it. I'm just not buying that. Like, your brain is developing and, you're there. You can have flashes. I won't rule it out. But if somebody says they remember something when they're a year old, then I'm going to get really pissed. That's where I'll really get pissed off. But Tigers haven't won since 84. Lost 2 World Series in the last 20 years to the Cardinals and the Giants. Pablo Sandoval, 3 dongs against Justin Verlander, one of the best playoff pitchers of his era. How does that happen? Damn it, it was so lame. It's like we didn't even have a chance. We get to the World Series twice, and they're just 2 duds. So, Tigers have earned this. And I really, if the Tigers can win the World Series and they can beat the Dodgers, this is the dream. I'll cherish this forever. Like the 04 Pistons, crushing the Lakers. The Pistons were huge underdogs in the 04 series, and they crushed those Lakers. They crushed them. It was awesome. That's one of my favorite championships because that team was such a collective unit, and there was so much enthusiasm behind the going to work Pistons. That's fun. The Yankees have had a lot of titles. I know they've only won 1 this century, right? 2009. So they needed to slow down anyways. Their heyday of winning a lot of titles, a lot of that was set up in a way where they became a very popular team that attracted some of the best players, and the league was a lot smaller, and the league is much bigger now, and it's across the country. I mean, we didn't have California baseball until the 60s, really. So things change a lot, and the Yankees could not continue to dominate like they did in the early days of MLB history. Also the days when no black players were allowed, which I think is a very important footnote. I'm not blaming the Yankees for that. It's just an observation about I don't really think about MLB until after Jackie Robinson. I really don't. And it's too bad for those players because not all of them were racist either. It's just disappointing that the league itself could not get out of their own way. They were too much up their ass. So that's how I see it. You can disagree with me. I don't care because you're not going to change my mind, okay? Joe says, Gove, I live on the Eastern Shore. Oh, you're an Eastern Shore guy. Oh, I see. I used to live in Cape St. Clair, which is on the other side of the Chesapeake Bay there at the bridge. So I'd go over the bridge. It's right by the Chesapeake Bridge, not the Key Bridge, which fell. What the fuck? That happened? That was real life? A couple years ago? That's insane. That was last year, actually, wasn't it? 2024? Nuts. So I'd go across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and I was an Uber driver. And one night, there was like this Santa night going on over in whatever that town was across the bay on the Eastern Shore side. And I picked up all these Santa guys wearing hats, and they were shit-faced, and they were so annoying. But they did tip me like $30. That was nice, but boy, they were annoying. When you're sober and people are drunk, it's the worst, man. I have no tolerance or patience for it anymore. I admit it freely. I won't deny it. I got to live my truth, okay? But yeah, the Eastern Shore, I've been over there. I even go to Delaware. Rehoboth Beach, nice area. Inner Harbor, yeah, the Inner Harbor there's a little spot. Each little part of Baltimore has there's Fed Hill, there's Canton, there's, now I'm going to Google Maps it because I can't end the show without properly saying what I'm thinking of. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we're talking maps here on the Fantasy Baseball Podcast, the Pallazzo Podcast.
You talk.
2 L's, 2 Z's.
Give me
here.
2.
Talking maps, talking little inter areas of Baltimore. And as soon as I see it, I'm going to be, oh, yeah, Fells Point. Yes, Fells Point. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Why are these crowns and numbers next to our names? Is there? I'm seeing the StreamYard version, so I don't know what it looks like on YouTube. Let me pull up the YouTube and see what it looks like. That means like you're cool. Let me see. I'm not seeing those next to your name. So, I see it right there. Crown number 3. What does that mean? Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Cool. I'll have to check into that later. Marty says, I'm 36 years old and I've never seen a Tigers World Series. Detroit deserves one for show.
Go Tigers.
That's right, Marty. You're damn right. Oh, Harry, attorney at law, private investigator. He does it all. Harry Brooks. He's just like Hunter, Fred Dreyer as Hunter. Should I drop any of Burns, Lodolo, Will Warren, Sheehan for Ryan Nelson? Look, Ryan Nelson can have moments. He had moments last year, did he not? I believe. He's 27 years old. And, yeah, maybe he did make some moves last year. His walks are up, though, this year, a fair amount. Home runs are down, though. His left on base is actually at 69.5%. So there's actually room to grow there. He's got 3.39 ERA with an exact 3.39 FIP. Oh, that's interesting. 381 Sierra. He might be reliable. He's not elite. Burns has a chance to give you dominant elite special moments. I don't know how much we'll get this year because he's a rookie still. Lodolo, I like Lodolo. Some people get annoyed because he's not striking out as many guys as he used to, and his whip's a bit high. Will Warren is real hit or miss, and I think Sheehan is a guy that he comes and he goes. Dodgers starters by the way, congratulations to Clayton Kershaw. 3,000 strikeouts. He eclipsed that mark this week. Congratulations, Clayton. That's very cool. Sheehan can be good. It seems like Ryan Nelson's not elite, kind of like an Adrian Hauser, right? Not elite, but reliable. So I guess it would be kind of if you're looking for somebody to keep your ratios in check, Ryan Nelson's not a bad choice. He's really not. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think that's where I'm coming out at. He's in the rotation pretty much. Corbin Burns is done, so right. But I would drop Sheehan or Warren. I like Burns and Lodolo enough. Although Burns could be up and down. I know he got shelled in his second start against the Red Sox. Some people said that Burns was tipping his pitches. He's a rookie. Shit happens. But he's really, really talented, so there might be some duds, but there's also going to be some excellent starts. So he can't drop Burns. So that's where I'm coming out. I think Warren and Sheehan. Sheehan first, and then Warren. I would drop those guys. I would drop Sheehan. Maybe keep Warren, because sometimes Warren can be good, but Warren's all over the place too. It's tough, man. This is a tough one. I also need to know what you need, Harry. I need to know what you need. Okay? Oh, Doug Pfister won me leagues that year with Verlander and Scherzer. Yeah, remember Doug Pfister? Doug Pfister, forgotten the history. Good call, Uncle Ted. But he was awesome. He really maximized his time here in Detroit.
Go Tigers.
He really was a really solid starter for a few years. What a run. Let's remember Doug Pfister. Oh, that takes me back. Uwe says, would you drop Tanner Scott or Emmanuel Clase or Abner Uribe for Henriquez in a saves hold league? Wow. I would drop Abner. Yeah, I definitely would. I would drop Abner, no problem. Not the other two guys. I wouldn't drop those two guys. The Dodgers kicked out the Mexicans and built Chavez Ravine and said they would relocate them and never did. There you go. See? The sordid history of MLB. Thanks, Star. I appreciate that. I didn't think I exactly knew that story. Thank you so much. Joe says, the wife grew up in Cape St. Clair. Oh, cool. There's a great little grocery store there. They got a great deli. I can't remember the name right now, but I used to go there every day. It was right there in town. Babe Ruth was the first black guy? What did we find out his DNA? Did he have some I didn't know that. Interesting. The only baseball fan base that deserves a chip is the Seattle Mariners. Okay. Yeah, I can't deny that. They do deserve one. I won't deny that. James Coffey. What's up, James? So we're going to wrap up the show here. I'm getting out of here. In a week-to-week categories league, would you pick up outfielder George Springer or hold on to outfielder Jackson Merrill and hope for a second-half upswing if Merrill is my least-performing outfielder? Many thanks. Great show. James, you're the man. Thanks for chiming in here. Make sure you like the video today, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We all appreciate that here. We really do. So if everybody could just do that right now. There's 347 people watching right now across various channels. But if you go to the YouTube and hit the like button on the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't, we'd be grateful. Thank you so much. That's where it all happens, our YouTube. Okay? So would I pick up George Springer and hold on to... I would pick up George Springer. He had a great week, man. I mean, he'll get hurt eventually. That's what always happens. But the Blue Jays are on a roll right now, and Springer's a big part of that. But that also means you'd have to drop Jackson Merrill? I didn't like Jackson Merrill this year. I just thought it was a hell of a rookie year. But, you know, it's going to be tough to repeat that. Second-year Blues. He also had injury issues. But if you have Merrill, I don't know that I can tell you to drop him because I know how baseball goes. Just like you're saying, second-half upswing. There's better days ahead for him this season, too. So, all right. So I guess you can't drop Merrill. You can't do it. You can't do it. So I would like to pick up George Springer for somebody else, maybe, James? But you can't drop Merrill. I'm going to lock that in. Even though I'm not a huge fan. Or at least I wasn't preseason, but you have to modify your perspective and be like, okay, I'm going in this direction now. Right? There you go. Tim says, I'd drop Warren for Nelson. Thank you, Tim, for help. I love when you guys help me out here. Yeah, you guys can chime in. Give me your advice. You can't cut Merrill. Completely agree. Abner has been a beast in saves hold, top 5 in league. Oh. Yeah, but I guess it's a saves holds league. So I was thinking too much from the saves perspective on that Henriquez question that we just did. Where was that? This one. I don't know how you can drop Scott or Class A, though. So that's three. Between all three of those guys, that's tougher. Those are all elite saves hold guys. I mean, how many do you need? That's the question, right? Okay. Oh, yes. Grolls. Thank you. Joe, you were on fire. Grolls. If you're ever in Cape St. Clair, Maryland, stop by Grolls and try their pasta salad. Try their shepherd's pie. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's some good shit right there. Shout out Grolls. Maybe I get Grolls to be a sponsor for Pallazzo Podcast. What do you guys think? We can make that happen? That'd be so funny if Grolls was our sponsor. Danny! There it is. I promised Danny next time I was on the air that I would get him a Danny drop. And I'm back on the air. So this is that time, right? Am I wrong? I forgot. Crap. Okay, so let me find this here. Hang on a second. I'm gonna set this up. Here it is. Okay, here we go. This is for you, Danny. I'm going to make this happen. And it's a little impromptu. I'm also going to like this video because that's what you do. Help these people out. Give them a like, right? Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Danny!
There you go. Danny! My favorite Danny in any movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Danny! All right. So what's a guy got to do to get a soundbite? There it is. I'll do better. But I promised you next time I was on the air, and this was the next time, so I want to keep that promise, but I'll do better. Also, did 2 trades. Let me know what you think. Harper and Yuri for Wheeler. Woo! Wheeler's as reliable as they get. It's hard to argue, but I think Yuri is rounding into form. He's an ace, too. So, but I get it. If you're trying to win, Wheeler just has peace of mind. You put him in there, and you just forget about it. And Clay Holmes and Reese Olson for Joe Ryan. Ooh! I mean, you get Joe Ryan. That's great. I love Joe Ryan. I love Reese Olson, too, though. So if you're trying to clear roster room, you're moving 4 guys, and you end up with 2. You got Wheeler and Joe Ryan. That's the end result. You give up 4 players, essentially, for Wheeler and Ryan. That's fine. Those are 2 excellent starting pitchers, and it opens up roster room, and you should be fine. I can live with it. I like Yuri Perez a lot. I'm not necessarily wanting to give up on him, but if you get Wheeler, who's complaining, right? I can't blame you. Well done, Danny. Locking you in. Great job, buddy. Good to have you here. There you go. Gregory liked the video. Thank you, Gregory, so much. Oh, Anthony's here at the last second. Hey, where's everyone? We're all here, man. We just did the show for 1 hour and 6 minutes. The party's over. Thanks for the advice, says James. You got it. Good stream. Good luck, everyone. Got to run. Get to the chopper. There you go. Yeah. Anthony says, I got excited. I own Nick Eaton on Boston. It was Nick Sogard. Oh, yeah. Is that Nate Eaton or... Anyways, all right, I'm out of here. That's the show. Boy, all I did was just live chat stuff. We just did live chat for 1 hour straight. Great job. What a commitment. I wasn't going to do a show. Imagine what we would have missed out on here, right? Real quickly, let me give you some Springer's parting shots, right? Final thoughts on a few things. Things that are working out for me right now in some of my leagues. So I mentioned Tyler Freeman. He's been awesome. Love it. Also... Spencer Horwitz been hitting leadoff for the Pirates now, and before they went to Seattle this weekend, they were on a 6-game win streak. Pittsburgh's playing a lot better, and if Spencer Horwitz is leading off, that's a guy you want to be in business with for batting average at the very least. Maybe score some runs and a little bit of power, not a ton, but I want to give you guys some perspective there. And I already mentioned Adrian Hauser. I know that's a ticking time bomb that's eventually going to end. Despite Mike Soroka giving up 7 earned runs in that 11 a.m. start on Friday, he's still been really good outside of that. I wouldn't let that bum me out or turn me off. I wouldn't. And with Luis L. Ortiz now being unavailable and the All-Star break coming up, Shane Bieber much more in play, probably. I mean, this is a guy that everybody knows about, so it's not a secret. But it's got to be getting closer for him, I would say. He had his rehab assignment paused, though, so... Actually, I'm going to take back what I just said. Forget Shane Bieber. Nope, forget it. Forget it. I'm not doing that. 86. Chase Burns is good? Is that what this is? You're just saying Chase Burns, so I assume he's good. We all agree. Yeah, I agree he's good. Also, the cover boy, we didn't even mention him, guys. Colson Montgomery, guys. No one mentioned him the whole stream. Colson Montgomery is a legit stud prospect, and we all think the White Sox suck, so... Oh my God, my voice is going. I'm doing all the talking here. But Colson Montgomery is a badass stud prospect who can hit. He's awesome. Oh my God. Oh, I got water here. I have some water. There we go. Water's good for you. So Colson Montgomery should be universally take a chance. I know he's playing in Coors this weekend, so you might think his stats are inflated, but Coors. This guy is for real. And not just in Dynasty. Even in redraft, he's going to have an impact here. He's going to play every day. No one's holding him back from playing. This is a huge call-up, and you need to be aware of it, and you want to get in business with Colson Montgomery. There will be challenges because he is a rookie, but he's been patiently waiting in the minors, and they finally brought him up this week. Colson Montgomery, you want to get in business with this fella because he can play, okay? A lot of talent there, a lot of exciting times. And the White Sox, the White Sox, they're kind of fun. There's some funness there, is there not? Also, Ha Seong Kim, who just comes back for the Tampa Bay Rays, finally gets activated, and now he hurt his calf. So this is just a disaster. I bet he ends up on the IL again. I bet he does. It's just going to be a bummer. I mentioned Robert Garcia, the Texas closer situation. That one's all effed up now. I don't know. I think you're looking at a situation where Sean Armstrong gets in the mix. Even Luke Jackson comes back from the dead. Blah, blah, blah. Chris Martin. So it's just chaos. It's just chaos. Josh Naylor's neck injury was kind of annoying, but it looks like he's back and good to go. He never hit the IL. That's good news. Zach Nato, good to go after the little bit of a shoulder scare there, but he's leading off today in 1-0 Angels over the Blue Jays currently right now over in Sky Dome, Rogers Center. I call it Sky Dome. Oh, shit. Tyler Freeman's day today now? Oh, he's got hamstring soreness. Uh-oh. That's breaking news. That bums me out. Hopefully that's not too serious because the All-Star break, though, is coming up. So we got to look for maybe some guys resting going into the All-Star break if they need it to avoid the IL. Keep an eye out for that. And Isaac Collins is a guy who's been hitting well. I mentioned him on the last show. I'm still a fan. Oh, my God. Sir Anthony Dominguez got the save today. Good job, buddy. Congratulations. He was day-to-day with back issues, but he comes in and gets a save. That's fun. That's in my holds league. That's cool. I'm just going through my rosters here to kind of enlighten me on what I'm doing to give you guys some insight. What's going on with my squads? Connor Norby. Yes, Connor Norby. Okay, so Connor Norby hit a home run the other day, which is huge for him. I'm still telling you, there's a lot of power left in Connor Norby's bat before this season ends, okay? So take a look, keep an eye on Connor Norby. This is certainly in deeper leagues, 14, 15 plus. I admit that. But keep an eye out, monitoring 12 teamers. Connor Norby's power is coming. I've been waiting for it all year. It's been a rough go. Oh, yeah. Oga Sawara. I got to get this right. Shit. I'm not leaving the show like this, okay? I'm not leaving the show like this. I want the pronunciation right. Here we go. The name Shinosuke is pronounced as Shinosuke. Shinosuke. Shinosuke Ogasawara. 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 Shinosuke Ogasawara. Shinosuke Ogasawara. There we go. I did it. Woo! Shinosuke Ogasawara. Wow, that is a lot of. Oh, that's intense. Very cool. Danny says, thanks, Gove. I have Yuri in my keeper league, so I didn't feel too bad about it. You're the best, dude. Thank you, Danny. Wow. You're the best. Bye, Joe. See you guys. Take care. Okay. How about Tout Wars? Anthony wants to know. Sounds like a song. You want to know about Tout Wars before I leave? Okay, yeah. I love Tout Wars, guys. Tout Wars is a competition between analysts with various competitions. I'm in the 12-team points head-to-head with Ariel Cohen, Chris Torres, Lauren Auerbach, Frank Amarante, Nick Pollock, pitcher list, of course, and Chris Towers, CBS, JB Branson, Joe Galena, Sky Dombrowski, Ryan Hallam, Clay Link, loves his Reds, and I think I got everybody there. Yeah, so Tout Wars is a lot of fun. My Tout Wars team, which Anthony helped put together, thanks for drafting for me in New York City back in March. Yeah, I've been relying on Eduardo Rodriguez, has been awesome for me. I picked him up about 3 weeks ago, and I've loved the ride. Thank you, Eduardo Rodriguez. You've made a difference in my life. Also, Spencer Arrighetti, that's another name to keep an eye on. I've been waiting for Spencer to get back on the mound. So he's been on the mound. He's completed bullpen sessions. So the next, hopefully as soon as rehab, Spencer Arrighetti is going to make a difference. The guy can play, okay? All right, those are some names I'm throwing out. I'm sure there's more things to come. If you really want to get intense, you really want to know what I'm thinking, go the extra mile. The Patreon serves you starting at just $3. You can pay more, but it's as cheap as $3 for a whole month. And at this point in the season, that basically means July, August, September. So 3 months, that's $9. Doesn't even cover the amount of a value combo at McDonald's, right? So come on, don't bullshit me. You choose to or you don't, and that's fine. I'm here for you if you want me to. Oh, Joe wants to know, hey, how's your bro's health? That's very kind of you, Joe. Joe, you're such a thoughtful human being. Thank you so much. Things are looking up. Radiation and chemo right now, very intense. So we're at the end of those rounds, and then we'll get an update at the end of the month on a scan to see if the tumor is shrunk. We're hoping that it's shrunken down to nothing, but we'll see. But he's hanging in there. I will say, I don't give a shit what you think. I don't. because I'm a human being and I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to help people. But my brother is on Medicaid. Without that Medicaid, I posted a video on Friday after this big, beautiful bill thing got passed.
China.
Which, cuts Medicaid. I was on Medicaid for 5 years. It really helped me through some hard times, and I'm grateful for it. So anybody else who needs it, I don't have a problem with that. We spend trillions on defense contracts that just go right out the window a lot of the times versus we can't spare some money for Medicaid. It really bums me out. My brother's on Medicaid. I hope he's not jeopardized. And, just it's something to think about. That's all. I just want people to get access to what they need. And my brother's going to be okay. I'm pretty confident that I really am. He's looking up. Esophageal cancer is very serious. And he's only 42. He's so young. And think about myself. I'm 44. I'm like, what if I had cancer? I just try to put myself in his shoes as much as I can. And I appreciate you asking, Joe. But I think things are looking up slowly but surely. Don't want to get too overly, fakely optimistic about things, but I appreciate that. So, thank you. Anthony says, Govier, you're the man. 4 years. I know you. You're a good guy. Very entertaining. I love you, man. Thank you, Anthony. I love you too, my friend. I really appreciate that. All right. That'll be the show for today. Thank you, everybody. Love doing the show. You guys were on fire today. I'm so glad I ended up doing the show. If I didn't do the show, we would have missed out on all this action. Oh, Brian. There he is. Brian sneaks in at the end. Prayers up. You lurking? Brian, you lurking, buddy? We got a lurker. I love my lurkers. There's 354 people watching, and most of them are lurkers. We only get about the same 10 people commenting, which I love you guys. You know that. You make the show go. No bullshit. You know that. You know I love you. But I love the lurkers, too. I'm always fascinated. What are the lurkers up to? What are the lurkers thinking? Thank you, Brian. You're a good man and thorough. All right, I'm out of here. I got to get the hell out of here. I got shit to do. Best to y'all. Follow Britton Allen. Follow Mike Virginia. @_Mike VA. 2 T's, 2 L's. I'm Britton. This is Pallazzo Podcast, 2 L's, 2 Z's.
Utah.
All of our links are in our description of every video. We'll not have a prospect show on Monday night. We're off tomorrow night. But me and Ben and Robbie will fit it in somewhere during the week. So no show tomorrow night. Make note of that in case you care. Godspeed.